Welcome to the Lakefront Radio Show, broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Friday, July 25th. I'm Mary Thompson, and I'm here in the studio with my co-hosts, Lee Cantor and Chuck Thompson.
Remember a ship that used to be on Navy Pier called the SS Clipper ship?
I have no idea what ship you're referring to, other than the fact that Mary and Chuck were married on that ship some time ago. Now, why would I remember
Everyone
that?
knows that.
Mary and Chuck Thompson, radio show hosts, were married on that ship.
Exactly. Now that I've given the public word that
You got a mind like a steel trap, bro.
You kind of remember it that day back on July 23rd.
I do kind of recall that. The SS Clipper is no longer located at the pier. I did check. I did a thorough search, and I could not recover it here.
Right.
But its history is, in 1977, the ship was actually sold to a Chicago businessman who wanted to operate her in a 3-hour excursion service. He was unable to gain the certification for the service, so he renamed the SS Clipper and moved. I should say, I said that kind of backwards. They actually moved it here to Navy Pier in Chicago, and it was operated as a floating maritime museum and convention facility. Do you guys recall that?
No, didn't know that part about it. This is great.
Well, there
Keep
we
going.
go. And in December of 1983, she was listed on the National Register of Historic Sites. And in May of '89, she was actually designated as a National Historic Landmark.
Awesome.
She left the pier.
Yeah, when did she leave the pier? Do you remember?
In 1990.
1990.
Do you know where she went?
No.
The
we
last
found her.
Okay, where is she?
She actually moved. She's not there now, but she actually moved to Hammond, Indiana, where she was once again named the Milwaukee Clipper, which is why it was kind of hard to track her, because her name changed periodically.
I gotcha. Okay.
And it was planned for her to be the centerpiece of what was billed as one of the largest marinas in the nation.
Wow.
Now, this is their history. By 1996, she was moved from the Hammond Marina to make room for a new, the Change of Times, casino boat.
Wow.
But in 1997, the Great Lakes Clipper Preservation Association was formed and dedicated to preserving the now legendary steamer. They regained ownership in 97, and it returned to the Milwaukee Clipper to the Muskegon. Muskegon, thank you.
Oh my gosh, we had an aerial pilot that we interviewed from Muskegon a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that
my gosh, I got to ask her about that.
Have her take a picture of it.
Yes.
The Milwaukee Clipper is actually your SS Clipper ship, yes.
Milwaukee Clipper, my gosh.
But now it's called the SS Clipper ship? That's the new name?
It's actually the Milwaukee Clipper.
The Milwaukee Clipper, because it was the SS when we got married on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, gosh, Dolores, I really appreciate that history. That is too wild that it's in Muskegon.
Sharp. She's
on the ball.
Well, I think that it's important that you guys were married here. It's part of your history. It's part of our history, and we both wanted to know what happened to her.
Well, I really
appreciate
that. That is totally awesome.
Right.
I didn't expect that when I asked that question.
Well, there you go.
You need a raise.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Hey,
I hope they're listening.
Yes. The managers and the owners and the bosses of Dolores need to give her a raise for all that hard work. We really appreciate that. It's very special to us. Hey, tell us a little bit, of course, like you said, there are just so many things. And for us who have been able to see this pier from, well, certainly back in the 70s to now, it's you wouldn't recognize it. It's unbelievable. And I think, don't you have, you're open year-round, I remember you said, right?
Yes, we are.
Now, don't you have, if I'm remembering, like an ice rink that you put together in the wintertime? Or what do you got going on in the winter that people should know about?
Well, I am so glad you asked that question, because one of my jobs, one of the most important things I do is to remind people that this is not just a summer venue. We are open year-round, and we have wonderful things to do here during the winter months. We have great opportunities to break that cabin fever when kids are in school and they're tired of being indoors. They can come to Navy Pier, but the actual event that you're referring to is our Winter Wonderfest, which we have annually.
Okay.
I believe this year, and I hope I'm right, will be our 7th year.
Okay.
I think I recall the press release last year saying 6, so I believe this is our 7th year.
Mm-hmm.
And we do install a 150 feet ice skating rink indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And that festival also includes a ton of entertainment. There's an indoor Ferris wheel. There's ice skating. There's a gaming area for video games, the Wii. There's a train ride inside. There's over 100 decorated trees. There's over 35,000 sparkling lights.
It's beautiful.
There's various entertainment stages where we have caroling and different entertainment, school groups that come in to sing and perform for us. There are just a ton of things to do at Winter Wonderfest. It's beautiful. There's cotton candy. There's there's just so many things to do. I think last year we had over a dozen or so attractions, all indoors. It's heated. The ice skating rink is there. It's open 7 days a week.
When do you normally start that to what time?
That
during the
event
year?
is usually from December. Oh, hold on. I want to give your viewers updated current information so that we make sure that they are here. That event is from mid-December to early January.
Okay.
And that is annual.
Okay. Yeah, because we must have seen that right about when you first opened that up, because it was one of the first times that we came back there because, of course, we moved to Georgia, and we went with some friends, and they were telling us about it, and we went there and saw the ice skating rink and all the trees that you're talking about, and it was at that time when we saw, oh, my gosh, what a change they had done to this pier. It's just unbelievable.
Yes.
It's, right there along. Well, you said something about, it's Lake Michigan, but you mentioned it's part of the Chicago River, or?
Yes, it is Lake Michigan, but Chicago River flows into Lake Michigan. So it's right on the lake. Navy Pier, of course, is situated right on the lake. We have boat tours that go into the Chicago rivers and do the architecture tours of that nature, but that event is actually situated right here on Navy Pier. It's actually inside our festival hall, which is 170,000 square feet of fun is what it actually is. So we decorate it, we bring in the entertainment, we provide the food. It's a great holiday experience. It is. I encourage families to bring the kids, the grandparents, bring the camera, and just really capture some wonderful pictures. We have Santa arrives here by boat each year, and then there's family pictures with Santa and things of that nature as well. So it's actually a full holiday package.
Hey, Dolores,
yes.
Would you give our listeners some kind of a indication as to how many people visit this Navy Pier annually?
Yes. Currently, for the past 6 years, we have over 8.5 million visitors that have visited Navy Pier annually.
Yeah.
We do continue to serve as the number one tourist attraction in the Midwest, as reported by Chicago Crane's Business Report. We're actually situated in a wonderful location because you have access to so many other areas. We're proud of Navy Pier and all that it offers, but in being a part of Chicago, our facility is located near the Magnificent Mile, the various museum campuses, Buckingham Fountain,
Aquarium.
The aquarium, exactly.
And that new outdoor facility where you can have outdoor concerts, I believe, or something.
Yes.
Where they did some.
There was a new
area there.
The Grant Park area.
I guess so.
The
Grant
Chicago's
Park.
front yard.
Yes.
Yes.
That was new when we were back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have movies in the park there now. I was actually there a couple of weeks ago. Stevie Wonder gave a free concert there, and that's another great thing about Chicago. You have really great, free concerts and things that's all hosted and offered by the city of Chicago. Our mayor does a great job at making sure that our visitors as well as the residents have an array of entertainment. It's one of the things that I really love about Chicago because...
Are they still doing Venetian night?
They are still doing Venetian nights. You guys are true
Yeah.
Chicagoans. Come
Listen.
on home.
I know.
Listen, let me
It's a
tell
great
you-
city.
Let me tell you a real quick story.
Oh,